Hi everyone and welcome to Action Photo Patient. I'm Christian Zo, a Sony A-mount camera shooter, and I'm here today because I'm very excited with the announcement last week of Nikon to enter the full-frame mirrorless camera business. So, at the same time, I have started to look at the spec sheet, of course, of the Z6 and Z7. So, for a landscape shooter, I have to say that the Z7 is the perfect tool. Thing is that we can mitigate this by the fact that for the moment there is no lenses really for landscape shooters or for the Z system in general. But the camera by itself, the spec sheet is tremendous. 45 megapixel is already better than any of the sensors of Sony for A7R2, A7R3 or A99 II. And I have to say that yes, that is something that is way in the balance. Now, for action shooters, the fact that the camera is not able to pass the 9 frames per second can be a bit tricky, no? I have to say, I was a bit disappointed by the fact that, first of all, it's a mirrorless camera. So there is no flipping mirror, so you can have better frame rates than, for example, in the D850, for example. Secondly, it's XQD card, like in the D500, and on the D500, we already know that the buffer is unlimited. You can shoot as many RAWs or JPEG as you want. That is the maximum that is topping like 200 tops, something like that. So it's a bit deceiving to see that there is a limit for the number of shots on the Z series camera, but I can say that the test of Jared Pauline showing that as soon as he is stopping to fire, he is able to make another burst, because the XQD cards are so fast and so quick to treat the data that there is almost no buffer limit in reality. Another point in which I'm very excited about this camera is the fact that I see Sony is a bit sleeping on his laurels, no? I mean, I'm an A-mount shooter, and I would like to go mirrorless. But it seems to be that Sony is not listening to A-mounters to understand why they don't jump ship directly to the A-mount system. For me, as you can see in one of my other reviews, my hands are so tall that I'm not able to handle correctly the A7R2, for example. And even I've seen that the A7R3 has been improved in this, for this issue. I already know that my hands won't fit neither. So I'm very, very happy to see that Nikon is putting a mirrorless camera that is not supposed to be something totally shrink, you know, totally tiny. I mean, it's not because the mirrorless system it can be compact, more tiny, that our hands will get smaller. No, the fingers are the fingers and the hand is the hand. Nothing will make that shrink, no? So obviously I find it a very, very good thing that Nikon has decided not to go too tiny on his bodies. And I imagine myself, as an A-mount shooter for the moment, I imagine myself able to get one of these Z mirrorless Nikon camera to enter as an entry point to the mirrorless full frame. Because, I mean, as an A-mounter, you can see in one of my first video just here, in the link. As an A-mounter, we need to know if we can switch or not. Me, like Attila Marti said, I prefer to go the dual system, you know, dual system way. Meanwhile, it is true that something that is not acceptable from Sony is to cripple the E-mount bodies when you put your A-mount lenses on it. I mean, we got the A9, A7 III, A7R3. For any reason on the A9 with the LA-EA3 adapter, you can have your, don't know, 10 FPS or 9 FPS when you are in a burst with A-mount lenses. When you put your LA-EA3 on A7 III, A7R3, the body is crippled at 3 FPS. Anything above this and you lose the tracking system. So for me, it's something that I find unacceptable from Sony, because it's moreover the fact that it's working on A9, and knowing that A9 and A7 III are more or less very, very similar in AF system, it shows that Sony is crippling the bodies, no? For the moment, I got that is recording right now, the A99 Mark II, which is actually the same as an A7R3 or A7R2. And I find it perfect because it has 12 FPS. And yeah, I mean, that is more than anybody would like, actually. It's more than what you need. So I welcome the Nikon Z system, and I'm very intrigued to know where Nikon will go with this series of cameras. And would be great if we could have a new adapter from Sony A-mount to Nikon Z mount, but even if it's very unlikely, but would be cool. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it, thumbs up, and you can subscribe my channel. And if you have any inquiries or questions of any kind, you can comment, I will answer. Have a nice day.